Okay, everyone, so you've opened up the Google Sheet. Here is what it looks like, and it relates back to this green giant survey over here, and hopefully you've been able to count up the states. I got lost counting the states, so I cheated and looked down here, 39, but it's actually just 38 because they inadvertently counted District of Columbia, so I'm going to put 38 in for broccoli. Corn. Look at corn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like there's 7 states that picked corn. Carrot. 1, 2. Nevada and North Dakota. 2. Cauliflower. Looks like it's just Montana. So there's 1 there. Potato. Results are in potato. Oh, it's funny. I looked up here at Idaho. It's actually down here at Arkansas. So it looks like 1 potato. And asparagus. Looks like it's just Alaska, which is, once again, way too small. Okay, so there are your states' votes for their favorite veggie. All right, now, you might know that there are 50 United States. I wanted you to, I put a little totals column right here. Later on, I'm going to show you a command called the sum command, but I also wanted to just show you one little cool thing that Excel has right now, because you're going to want those totals over here when we do this percentage column. If you select a bunch of data in sheets and then look down here in the bottom right corner, it tells you if you were to add up all of that data, what it would add up to. It would sum up to 50. That's pretty handy. So the total actually is, or the totals are 50. That's the total number of states that you've got. Okay, you don't have to put that in the sheet if you don't want to. I just wanted to show you that. Whenever you select a bunch of stuff, you can look down here and it tells you what those add up to. Pretty handy. Percentages. Percentages of states. So I want you to change those totals into percentages. What I'm going to do up here is I'm going to click into the cell next to that 38. I'm going to type this formula, equals. Then I'm going to click on the 38. And then I'm going to strike the divide by, which is just a little, I think that's called a forward slash or a backslash. I don't know which one it is. And then I'm going to type the number 50. So it's going to take the number that's in cell C3 and it's going to divide it by 50. When you press enter, ba-boom, there it is, 76%. It's written as a decimal, 0.76, but it's 76%. And you can do the exact same thing for 7 equals that divided by 50. And you get 14%. You can also do the same thing for that one divided by 50. If you get tired of typing these formulas, you can just grab whatever the last one you typed was and pull it down to the remaining 3. And what that will do is it'll take all the numbers over here and divide them by 50. You might notice as you click down, the relative reference, that's at C6. This one down here is going to say C7, and this one down here is going to say C8. It's one of the more handy versions of spreadsheets. The only downside of this, of course, is the fact that we lose the cool formatting, and that bugs the hell out of me. So I'm going to I'm going to actually type each one if that's okay with everybody and just keep the formatting. Now, the real point of this video, the real point is to get this into a pie chart form. Pie charts. You don't actually have to have this percentage column. I just wanted to do that to teach you a new sheets formula, a new spreadsheet formula. You don't actually need that to create a pie chart. Like the M&M pie chart you just looked at in the previous one, you don't need to have these percentages because spreadsheets can figure them out. So what I'm going to do is we're going to select all the veggies and all the states that voted for that veggie. So now we've selected all the pertinent data. Everything else on this sheet really as a function of those 2 columns right there. Then I'm going to wander up to Insert. I'm going to come down to Chart. It's inserted what's called a bar chart, but we want it to be a pie chart. So we're going to scroll over here to the chart type, and we're going to change it. Scroll down until we see pie. And there it is. That's your pie chart. First of all, it says number of states that voted for that veggie, blah, blah, versus. That might confuse you a little bit, okay? And the only reason it's doing that is because there's other stuff in the sheet besides the 2 things you selected. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that title, and then I'm going to delete that versus. That way it's just number of states that voted for that veggie. If you look at this chart, you can see now the same characteristics that the pie chart had originally. You've got the sizes of the slices that represent the percentages. For example, about 3/4 or 76% of the chart is being represented by the broccoli. The color's not right. Broccoli isn't blue, but you can change that if you want to. If you just click on that, you can actually come in here and edit your colors to something else if you want to. That's for you to kind of goof around with if you want. It tells you that 14% of it was corn. Okay, you can click on that and change it to yellow if you want. Be careful because there's also going to be a yellow right next to it, which is carrot, and that should be more of an orange color. But now here's where it gets a little bit interesting. Now, there are 3 more slices. Here, cauliflower. Here, potato. And here, asparagus. Now, I said this was cauliflower, not because I could tell by the chart, because if you look at the chart, you can't tell it's cauliflower at all. And this is one of those little quirks that Sheets kind of hides, and we'll deal with this later in the course. But do you see how it tells you that asparagus, which is way over here, is 2%, but it doesn't tell you the percentages of potato, nor does it tell you the percentages of cauliflower? I'm going to show you how to do one more thing in this pie chart, and that's create a legend. And we're going to put the legend at the bottom. And what that actually does, it hides the percentages. You can go back and put them in. I don't want to get into that right now. But at least it identifies what all of the slices are. And now that I look at this, you see how cauliflower looks blank because of the background? I'm going to go back in and change that color so it's not purely white, just so it stands out a little bit. That's a little bit better. You might even want to change it to something different. But my friends, that's just a really quick introduction into how to make a pie chart in Google Sheets. We'll definitely take it further as the class goes on, but that's just a start.